students, we will understand with the help of diagram Rutherford celebrated scattering experiment. Okay, and how he performed this experiment. In my last video, I explained details about this. This is a block, it is a box, cube shaped, which is made up of lead. Why? And inside it radioactive substances. It is kept here. Why? To prevent radiation. Okay. So the radiation means that alpha particle, they should not come out from any other part. They should come out only through this open end. It is having very small slit through which these alpha particles should come out in a straight line. Okay, so it is a closed box made up of lead. Now inside it, this is a screen. It is a fluorescent screen. So when alpha particles, when they are bombarded on gold foil, maybe they pass. If they pass, we can get idea about the path. If they pass in straight line, they will collide here, and then we can see the light or that fluorescent. Okay, fluorescence. Okay, so they will emit light here. If they deviate from their path, we can get idea about it. That's why they selected gold foil. And what is the purpose of, that's why they selected this fluorescent screen. Okay, and why they selected gold foil? Gold is a metal which can be beaten into, it is a malleable metal which can be beaten into thin sheet, very thin sheet. Many times when you purchase sweet from market, some sweets are they are very costly. They are having golden work on them. Some are having silver work. Actually, this work is made up of pure gold. By beating it for 1 month, 2 months, and they make it very, very thin. Understood? So this gold can be beaten into thin sheet. So this sheet is very thin. Its thickness is 10 to the power minus 4 mm. Means what? When we learned in indices 1 by 10 to the power 4. So when we move it upside to numerator position, what happens? It becomes 1 into 10 to the power minus 4. That is 10 to the power minus 4. Means when 1 is divided by 10 to the power 4, the thickness about it, we get the idea about the thickness. So it is that much type of thick. Understood? Now what Rutherford kept in mind? In his mind, he was having clear peak of atom, which was based on the theory of J.J. Thomson. According to J.J. Thomson, an atom is full of positive charge. Okay, an atom is full of positive charge in which negatively charged particles are embedded. Okay, so he was having this model in his mind, and he was expecting that when these alpha particles are alpha, we have to write like this. They are heavy, highly energetic, they are positively charged. If atom is positively charged, then they will pass through it in a straight line, as the atom is very thin. So it becomes easy for alpha particles. As they are heavy, they can penetrate through the atom. When he conducted the experiment and when he bombarded alpha particles on this gold foil, unexpectedly most of the alpha rays, they pass through this screen in a straight line. But some gets deviated through their path. Some made large degree angles, some made small, and 1 out of 20,000, it turns back totally. Understood? So he was surprised. Again one time I will explain. See, this is the path of alpha rays. They came out of this lead box through that small slit, okay, they traveled in a straight line and then they penetrated through this gold foil. According, Rutherford was expecting that all of these alpha particles they will pass in a straight line, but he was surprised that some alpha particles they deviated from their path. Most of them passed through straight line. When they pass through the straight line, it means, and at most of that part of the atom is empty, means he was studying the inside structure of the atom, and then he concluded that these alpha particles they traveled, most of them traveled in a straight line. It means atom is having empty space from inside, and some of them deviated through their path. Okay, from this he concluded one point that we will discuss afterwards, and 1 out of 20,000 it returns back. Okay, this is most interesting. Understood? And what conclusion he drawn from this? Okay, let's understand. So Rutherford came into conclusion that there is a positively charged nucleus at the center of the atom. It means if this is the atom, so there is positively charged nucleus at the center of the atom. Almost the entire mass of the atom is concentrated in the nucleus. Means all positively charged particles as they are located here. So the entire mass of the atom is concentrated in the nucleus. And according to Rutherford, electrons revolve around the nucleus. They keep on revolving around the nucleus. We know that electrons are negatively charged particles. That's why they keep on revolving, and they are highly energetic. So they keep on revolving around the nucleus. So the total negative charges on all the electrons is equal to the positive charge on the nucleus. As the total negative charges and positive charges both are balanced, okay, an atom is electrically neutral. And as I told you, there is empty space between nucleus and the electrons which revolving around the nucleus. I will show the diagram of Rutherford's atomic model. So this is Rutherford's atomic model. Here this is a nucleus and there is empty space, and these are the electrons revolving around the nucleus. So this is the empty space between nucleus and electrons. Which discovery did point out that an atom has internal structure. So the discovery of radioactivity in 1896 pointed out that an atom has internal structure. What is the difference between the solid atom in Dalton atomic theory and Thomson atomic model? The solid atom in Dalton's atomic theory is a single particle. It does not have any structure and also does not have any constituents. In Thomson's model, atom is made up of positive and negative charges. Thus, it is not a single particle. It has constituents and has internal structure. Next question is, explain the difference between the distribution of positive charge in Thomson's atomic model and Rutherford's atomic model. According to Thomson's atomic model, the atom is homogeneous sphere of positive charge. According to Rutherford's model, the positive charge is concentrated in the nucleus. What is the point difference between the place of electron in the atomic models of Thomson and Rutherford? According to Thomson's atomic model, the negatively charged electrons are embedded in a jail of positive charge and they are stationary. According to Rutherford's atomic model, the negatively charged electrons revolve around the nucleus. There is Maxwell's law in physics which states that an electrically charged body is revolving, when it is revolving in a circular orbit, its energy it decreases. And what we learn from Rutherford's atomic model? That electrons keep on revolving around the positively charged nucleus. According to this law, if electron loses their energy, then Rutherford's atomic model become unstable. So to overcome these shortcomings, there is a new atomic model which was proposed by Niels Bohr. Niels Bohr's atomic model, it removed all the shortcomings of Rutherford's atomic model. Now we'll observe Rutherford's alpha scattering experiment apparatus. Alpha particle emitter. Here the radioactive material is kept in a lead block having slit. Then there is a fluorescent screen which detects the path of alpha particles. Gold foil. Now procedure. From that lead block, that is alpha particle emitter, now from that radioactive material, alpha particles are emitted. They came out through the slit and they came in a straight line. See, these are the alpha particles. They are traveling in a straight line. They will pass through the slit of fluorescent screen and they will get emitted or they will fall on the gold foil. Now most of them travel in a straight line. Some get deviated by making large degree angle or small degree angle. Now we'll understand it with atomic structure. Now see, there is atom with nucleus at the center and electrons revolving around it. As most of the space is empty, so most alpha rays travels in a straight line, and as we know alpha rays are positively charged, so when they collide with nucleus they made large degree. So the alpha particles that are traveling close to the nucleus, they deviated from their path, and those who traveled from that empty space, they traveled in a straight line. Only one out of 20,000 who hits the nucleus. So due to repulsion of positive charge of the nucleus and positive charge of alpha particle, that only one particle, it moved in opposite direction. I hope you understood well. Now we'll meet in next session. Till then students, bye.